Okay, this is the weather,
this is our weather
station here at the Rosamond Water Bank.
It was closed. Called.
Here's the first water coming out of the valve. And as you can see, the water out here at the Rosamond Water Bank is starting to flow out of the bubbler. But today, they're letting water through the line, see if they detect any leaks. And it's starting to flow through the bubbler and then flow out into the Rosamond Semi-Tropic Water Bank. This is what directors at the Rosamond Community Services District have longed for years, and that is the water flowing into the ground, recharging the aquifer. There you see the recharge line coming, bringing water from the California Aqueduct down the AVEC West feeder through the old Van Dam pipeline into this recharge line, which goes to this bubbler. Water is flowing out of there and flowing through the trenches dug into the ground, coming all the way down here. And you can see the California Aqueduct water actually flowing down, recharging the aquifer. Okay, and Tom, what's happening out here on this historic day?
Well, next Monday on February 8th, we will be helping to support RCSD and Semi-Tropic Rosamond Water Banking Authority supply water through the AVEC turnout here at 140th and Gaskell Road.
How much did you open it up?
We're just flowing at about 2 to 3 CFS right now.
Okay.
Cubic feet per second.
So, in layman's terms, that would be half open, a quarter open, how much open?
Yeah, it's only about 1/5, 1/6 of the
total capacity.
That the bank will be taking.
What kind of pressure does the line have at this point? Is it gravity fed here?
Yeah, it's gravity fed from the California Aqueduct to here, and it we have about over 100 PSI.
Well, we're out here on 140th Street at the AVEC turnout, and basically we're charging the system right now. We're going to check for any leaks, make sure we have no leaks. So come Monday morning on February 8th, we can turn the water on and start spreading in our water bank basins. Currently we have 2 of them in operation, number 4 and number 2, that we'll be spreading from. They go into ponds number 1 and number 5, and then from there they'll run over, you know, individually into each pond when they get to a certain level.
Do they overflow the earthen bank, or is there a pipe between
we
the
actually
two?
have weir boxes that when they reach a certain height, we can determine on how high we want to let the water get, up to 2 feet. We've got it set now, the boards are set in there, so when it gets to 1 foot level, it'll trickle over into the next pond.
Now I see that you left a lot of tumbleweeds and growth out there. Is that done purposely?
Well, the purpose of leaving the tumbleweeds, the people from the actual water bank that have done this before up north, they said that it wouldn't bother anything. Actually, it might help, you know, put some cover over the water so it doesn't evaporate so fast.
Oh, sure.
So we've just cleaned up the 2 ponds that we're going to be dumping into initially, and then with only 500 acre-feet going in right now, I don't anticipate them trickling over into the other ponds until we get more water to actually wheel through the turnouts. We'll be monitoring the meters, and depending on the water bank, the semi-tropic, whether they want to run 24 hours a day or just 8 hours a day, will determine on how long it's going to take. We've estimated 500 acre-feet to approximately 87 hours of run time. So depending on what they tell me, if they want to run it 24 hours a day, we can have it done in 87 hours. If they want to run it 8 hours a day, then we'll have 2 weeks of spreading time.
Okay, now, do you have to come here and physically open this west feeder valve, or is that going to be charged line and then you'll open it at the turnout?
The day of the opening of the spreading, everything will be charged up, so we'll open the valves right there at the turnout.
Okay, and then when it's in operation, can you open the valves remotely from the RCSD headquarters?
Not at this time, but in the future they plan on putting telemetry out with clay valves and stuff to operate from a remote location.
This is Hall Ambulance on Diamond Street, and as you can see, the roof is going on. The shingles have been loaded up there and should be installed within a couple of weeks.
I definitely feel that I can help the people of Eastern Kern, because I know this is, as they say, the new oil patch for the wind, solar, and working with folks like Jack Stewart here in Rosamond, and also Stu Whitt, which I have a great deal of admiration for. He's one of the smartest guys around, and he seems to really understand the logistics of bringing in not only wind turbines and solar, but he also understands that there's other avenues. We've got a lot of land here, and we have a lot of water, and a lot of people don't know that.
Well, Mr. Beckham, you're going to run and take on the awesome challenge of running for supervisor of the 2nd Supervisorial District. What do you see as the biggest challenge today in 2010?
Number one is jobs. We got to have jobs, and to bring jobs in, we're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to get some money and infusion coming in from foreign people, hopefully. We have a lot to offer in Eastern Kern County. The basic thing that we have is lots of land, and we do have water, believe it or not. That's the major thing. And we have Mojave Airport's the new spaceport.
Right.
NASA has decided that they don't want to do much in the way of space. And Mr. Obama says, go private. Well, where else are you going to go? Mojave Airport's the key.
You were talking about the spaceport.
We have the spaceport. We have Edwards and China Lake. A lot of things are being developed in our area. We have a lot to offer. I grew up in this area. I know the area. I'm not a professional politician by a long shot, but I do know that I can do the job because I know the area. I grew up in the area. And we need jobs, and I'm going to go after that, and I'm going to be a supervisor that's out in the field, not sitting on Truxton Avenue in Bakersfield doing nothing. So I would take anybody's support, monetary, otherwise. We really need to put people in there that are not professional politicians.
Legal paperwork is a big challenge. But I'm one person in office at this point. We haven't retained anyone else to help. So there are a lot of steps involved in campaigning, and there's a lot of strategy involved in that. But I've got 30 years of marketing experience and business experience, so that's what I'm good at, and I love competition, so this is going to be a fun campaign.
Well, sure.
We're going to take lemons and make them into lemonade. So we've got to.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be beholden to special interests that are devoting a lot of money to campaigns to buy a campaign.
Sure.
You know, we're going to fund a lot of it out of pocket. We will take donations, but we're just not going to become professional.
Sure, and the campaign headquarters is going to be in Tehachapi?
It will be in Tehachapi, it will be in Bakersfield. We have the Bakersfield area to cover as well.
Okay.
Those folks have needs, but they're strikingly similar to the needs we have here.
Okay.
Jobs, water, everything just dovetails.
And so if somebody wanted to get involved in the campaign, they would
They can
Google Beckham?
They can Google Stan Beckham.
Okay.
And it'll bring up his website with the contact information. It'll
Sure.
get funneled back to me. I can coordinate it. I'd love to have an offer of help.